And welcome back to Satisfactory, guys. It's episode 20. Can you believe it? 2-0. Right. Let's carry on with the parts factory. That's going to make all the bits for the computers. So first off, let's put down 7 smelters for the copper ingots. And all the wires are put down. And must remember, get copper ingots, otherwise we won't be making anything today. And the next job, we'll put the lifts in, put all the splitters down. Then I'm thinking we'll feed the belts behind the iron, I think. Just above it, do you think? Or to this side? Yeah, let's go above. So I've raised the height of the splitters to 4 high now. This keeps it perfectly in line with the belts that feed behind the iron smelters. It keeps everything just looking quite sleek, and I'm quite loving that design. And let's delete the last of the splitters here so it's all neat and tidy. And all the copper ore, it's now being fed into the smelters. So all we've got to do now is add a little bit more floor. And put some lifts in, some joiners. Then we'll get the belts all wired up and set up to the next floor. I'm just going to use 2 windows at this level because we're only going to use copper ingots and the iron ingots. Then I'll delete the poles and we'll put all the rest of the belts and the joiners in for the other copper smelters, and then we'll start on level 2. Right, that's the last of the joiners deleted. And let's have a look. Any more housekeeping to do on this level? Yeah, let's get rid of these poles. Check there isn't any more. At the moment, I'm just going to leave the rest of the walls. I could do 1 side, 2 sides for definite, but I'll just do it all in one go because I'm not quite sure the sort of the width and the length of the rest of the factory above us. So let's build the ramps and we'll get to level 2. So just like Blue Peter, here's a level I made earlier. On this level we'll build the rod factories, then right behind it we'll do the screws. So let's put down the constructors. I think we should do 5. That'll give us 75 rods per minute, which should be enough to make all the screws we need. Right, all the constructors, they're down, they're all wired up. Let's put the first belt in, then we'll put the rest of the splitters down and the lifts. Then we'll start making some rods. Oh, we're motoring now, everything's going well. Right, all the inputs are done now on the rods. Oh, didn't mean to shoot that. Let's put all the joiners in, all the lifts for the rod factory, and then we'll start putting down the constructors for, what is it, you fool? The screws. I'll get there in the end. Hopefully I can put a splitter right next to this major, then the belt will just loop straight round. That's the plan anyway. Let's see if it'll let us do that. Oh, it will. Right, this is going to make life so much easier. Okie dokie, there's all the screw factory, it's all finished, it's wired up. We haven't got any walls, but hey, we don't need walls. Okay, I'll put some walls on, don't worry about it. Right, let's put the lift in, we'll get the ingots upstairs, and that'll start making the screws. I put 7 constructors down, so we should make 280 screws a minute. Yeah, the joy of the jetpack, you actually haven't got to put the ramps anymore. You just fly up to the next floor, put a wire in somewhere, and it'll start drawing power. Can you beat this jetpack? So on this floor, what we're going to do, well, we've got to split production into 2 because we need cables and we need copper sheets. So we're going to have to do a little bit of an ad hoc. I'll do 1 row, we'll make the wires, send that to the cables, then the row behind, that'll be the copper sheets production. So what am I thinking here? Let's put 3 constructors down. That'll make the wire. And then after that, we'll put, what, another 2 to make the actual cable itself? That should be enough, I think. Haha, right, that's definitely the wrong way around. Let's put the belt the right way. That's it, stick it into the splitter. And that's the first one down. So let's put the other 2 down. It shouldn't take very long. Now they're done. Let's delete these splitters and then we'll do the outlines. They're just going to go straight to the next 2 constructors in the line, well, numbers 4 and 5. That's where we're going to make the belts. So we're kind of like splitting it back in on itself, aren't we? And that's all wired up. Delete the last of the splitters. Yeah, that's looking good. The only thing we've got to think about now is how are we going to get these out? That's a quandary, because what I've got to do, the ingots have actually got to keep on going at that same level, or could I raise them? Because they've got to come round, remember, to go to the copper sheets? Yeah, this thing's actually going to take a little bit of planning. Okay, that's the constructors put down for the copper sheets. I put down 9. I may actually upgrade that to a 10th. I'm not sure right now. And remember to pick them all to do copper sheets, otherwise we won't be making anything. I know, I've done it before. It's easily done. Stop picking on me. Oh, just a typical that, isn't it? I'm out of wires. Right, let's do a quick jump back to base. I'll get all the stuff we need. And a few more, I think, just so I haven't got to keep going back and forth. It is a good 3, 4, 5 minute round trip, rather. I have returned it. I'm stuck full of goodies. Well, parts of building anyway. You know what? Let's have a look at these belts that are carrying the ore. We'll try and get this wired in so it's actually starting making ingots. Then I'll see more of the factory actually work and see how we're going. That's the one for the iron, and that one is for the copper. Ooh, we're gonna actually. Oh, we have got the angle for that. Oh, I should have put lifts in. I would have to extend the bottom belt slightly if we do put the lifts in. Would I be coming across this ramp? I probably wouldn't, you know. Bit of a quandary now. What should we do? I found a simple solution. Just split the belts in 2, put the lifts both at the same height, and there we go. Voila, it works. Yeah, no more complicated stuff. I've got to stop doing complicated things. So that's why the ore should be going up to the smelters now and get made into ingots. There we go. And there's the other one. And all the old smelters are coming into life, so let's get the lifts sorted to send all these goodies upstairs. Oh, I've already put the iron one in, so we've just got the copper one to do. Put that to that one there. Ooh, I've never even thought about the belts coming back down to go to the actual freight station. I actually may put it on the other side, I'm thinking. I'll have to have a think about this one. So instead of having our copper ingots follow on along the machines, I've decided just to divert it on the outside of the wall. That's now going all the way around the back. So now we're making the copper sheets. Let's delete these splitters. Then the actual wires, I'm thinking I'll just have the lifts go straight to the ceiling as we normally do. Yeah, I've got a 3 window for the belts going out. And I'm going to go down the other side like I thought I would. So the middle one, that'll be the cables. The left-hand side one, that'll be the copper sheet. And the right-hand side one, that'll be... What else are we making? Screws, you fool. So next, we've got the ceilings, the walls. We do know the size of this factory now. And we've also got to put the train station on and feed the belts into the freight stations as well. Still a little bit to do. And then we'll finally get on to starting the supercomputer factory. I've I've jumped ahead a little bit. I've done the foundations. The station's getting laid. We're only going to need 3 freight stations because we're only going to run 3 products. I think. Yeah, it is 3, isn't it? Going to have to do some sort of little sort of loop that'll come back on itself just so we can join the track that is below us to the right hand side. Oh, getting the right angle for this awful piece of track. I think I finally finished it. I didn't want the loop to be too severe. Sometimes it wasn't happy, other times it would let us do it, and then I couldn't join into the track. But now, finally, I think I've got it. So what we're going to do the other side, feed the items into the station, and then I think we're done. I do have to make it all pretty, finish it all up, but I might do that later on. I just want to get it running today. Last piece of the belts now. Then all the freight stations are getting filled. That one to there, that one to there, and the final piece now. Right, that's all gone to the stations now. We'll delete all this. We'll get the other piece of track done, and then we better build ourselves a train, I think. Alright, I think I finally got the right angle. It's not too severe. I wanted, like I normally do, I want these flat ramps just to join the track gradually. That one onto that bit there, and then just join into the main line. Will it reach? It will reach. Nice. Oh, at last. This took a bit longer than I actually thought it would. So delete all these bits, and that should be the second computer parts factory. Wait, it's functional. It's not totally pretty right now, but we'll get there. Let's drive along the track and we'll start building the, well, it will be the computer factory, which eventually will go into the supercomputer factory. It is being built in a bit of an alcove, so hopefully, I've looked at it, it does look big enough to me, but I'm still slightly worried in the back of my mind. I'm going to build this and it's not going to be big enough. Ooh, fingers crossed. I mean, look at that gap. Once I get past them funny plant things, that should be a big enough space, don't you think? Just build this high enough so I clear the plant. Does that look about right? Yeah, I think that's about the right height. Yeah, let's start putting the glass foundations down now. Put these down, then we'll have to figure out the height down below for the station itself. We're going to need, what, 1, 2 stations definitely coming in, and, what, at least 1 going out? I think for now, anyway. And most of the first floor, a chunk of it's done anyway. It's going to get a lot bigger because we're going to have to run 15, 20 refineries maybe. We've got to make an awful lot of plastic. So right next to the factory we've got 3 oil nodes. We'll use all of them and we'll probably overclock them to the max. We also, if my numbers are correct, we're going to have to pull 2 from further. It's sort of like the coastal area. There's a couple of nodes there. They're a few hundred meters away. We'll tap into them as well. That should give us enough oil to make all the plastic we need. All 3 of the oil wells, they're now wired in. The pipes are coming up to the first floor. I'll do the other 2 nodes in a bit. I just want to get a lot more of this wired up. So we'll start plumbing in the first lot of refineries. So I'll get the wiring sorted for the electricity and we'll put all the pipes in. I just want to see how many pumps we're going to need to run to get the oil all the way up here. It is quite a height. It could be 2 or 3 pumps. I'm not quite sure at the moment. Yeah, we've got no pipe pressure whatsoever. I'm thinking let's put a pump right at the start of the oil well, then hopefully 1 right at the bottom here. That might be enough to get the pressure all the way up. We may need a pump further up the pipe. We'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, that little elevation of pipe there, it's just not big enough to put a pump, so I put one right at the next part I can. Hopefully, we're going to get enough pipe pressure now. That's not looking good. Well, that's flowing there. Am I looking at the... I'm looking at the wrong pipe, you fool. It's the middle one. Well, it's starting to rise. Right, we'll try the pump right at the bottom of the pipes, like I thought anyway, and we'll see if that helps at all. Right, that's wide up, and... Is the pressure going up? Oh, I'm very unimpressed with that. Ugh. I haven't overclocked the oil wells yet, so I'm just thinking it's not going to be pumping great, so the pressure will be slightly lower. So let's just put the pumps halfway up here as well, and see if we can get the oil right at the top here to all the refineries. It's about level to me. Right, let's have a look up here now. Let's wire up the outlets. I put a wall down there and I put outlets next to it. I thought I was going to put the pumps. So now we just need to feed the wires to them. We'll get some electricity to the pumps and hopefully we'll get some oil up here. Wait at the first pump and the second and the third. Who'd have thought it? Oh, look at the pipe pressure. Yeah. The oil's flowing now. That's looking a lot happier. Right, I've got us plenty of power shards. We'll put them all in the oil wells. We'll overclock them all, and hopefully the pipe pressure will get a lot better. Just got to line this last pump up. Yeah, it's got a looking line. That looks pretty good. We've got these bad boys powered on. Oh, bad girls. Pumps could be girls. Let's not be sexist here. And how's it looking up here? Well, some parts of the pipe look great. They are working, chugging away there nicely. I'm thinking let's put a pump on this one because I totally forgot, and hopefully that will get the oil flowing, and it actually fits on the little up part of the pipe, which is great. It didn't fit on the other one. Wire this up. Let's have a look at the pipe now. Yeah, that's expanding nicely, but really that should be in a line. Let's delete that pipe and put a new one in. Is that in the middle? That's in the middle. There you go. It works now because it's in a line. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Let's quickly put a few pipes in, just a bit temporary. I just want to check the pipe pressure, make sure the machines are going to run okay, and them pipes are expanding really well. Why do I always shoot that gun? Delete the poles. Yeah, look at that. That's flowing really nice now. I'm thinking next job, let's expand the base. We'll get all 3 rows of refineries going. Then hopefully I'll get more of an idea what size the sort of footprint of the whole factory is going to be. Okay, most of the refineries are all done, they're all wired up. Let's go and get some more oil. We head off in this direction. There was a little gap here just through the mountains. As soon as you get through the gap, just out to sea, you can actually plodge through it. It's not very deep at all. You haven't got to swim or anything. There is loads and loads of oil nodes. I think this is the major concentration for the whole game. It's sort of around this coastal area here. And welcome to Texas, guys. This is where all the oil is. Yeah, I've done a little maths. We should only need 2 nodes. We may have to overclock them slightly. I'm not totally sure, but 2 should be more than enough. Around all the oil nodes here, there are quite a few dog creatures and a lot of the bee creatures as well. Luckily, just bring plenty of electricity in your hover pack, and the aim is pretty rubbish. The thing that amazes me, how does bee plants survive in salt water? Yes, I know you can get plants that live in salt water and live on land, but I've never heard of one that does both. If there is one, please let me know in the comments. Widen my horizons. So I've finally managed to kill everything, so let's put down some oil wells and see how much we can get off these nodes. 120. Let's overclock that, I think. And let's have a look at the other node, and it's only 60. Yeah, we'll overclock that as well. That should give us enough oil to run the supercomputer factory now. We should make enough plastic. So let's get the pipes all the way back to the factory and get this bad boy wired in. Or bad girl, just to keep it neutral. When you look at something on the map, it doesn't look too far, but now I'm actually putting the pipes there, I'm thinking, this is quite a distance to travel. This could need a few pumps. I didn't realise how far this was actually. I'm thinking now I could have actually ran a train line. I've gone through an awful lot of copper and plastic on these tier 2 pipes. Never mind, we're nearly at the base now. So the pipes are all joined up. Now the fun part. Let's see if we can get the pipe pressure up and get the oil actually back to the factory. How many pumps is this going to take? I've said it so many times. I don't know. 3 or 4 maybe? So did you guess right? The final answer was 4. 3 on the actual line and 1 from the oil well. So now we've got all the oil we need to make all the plastic we need, which is an awful lot. Let's get back upstairs to the refinery. And let's finish getting wired up, all the pipes sorted. I'll also add a 4th line of refineries, just because I'm a bit worried we won't have enough. Also, at the end of the refineries, we'll have to do, I think, 2 on the end of each line, just to get rid of the heavy oil and turn that into coke. Then we'll have to put an awesome sink on that floor as well, just to get rid of all the coke. There's still quite a bit to do before we even get upstairs to actually making the computers. I can't believe it, the refinery's actually finished. I put the line in, the plastics, they're already going upstairs, so let's get to the next floor. The only problem is, I can't remember when I'm building on the next floor because I've been building refineries for so long. So I've recovered from my little moment. We're making circuit boards, I remembered. Well done to me. Right, let's put down 5 assemblers, then behind that we'll put down the manufacturer to actually make the computers themselves. I've been a very busy boy getting an awful lot done. All the assemblers are now running. I built the train station below, so now that's getting parts from the computer parts factory. It's being sent up here. At the moment, it's just the copper and the plastics from below in the refinery. So now we're actually making... What are we making? I can't remember. Circuit boards, you fool. How can I forget? I've been now an even busier boy. All the parts are coming up from below, they're all going to the computer factory, and we're actually making computers. So now all I've got to do is put the outline in from the computers, send that upstairs, then we'll mix all the parts from the AI factory and what's here, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start making supercomputers. Yay! And all my plastic production had just died, and I couldn't figure out why. Then it dawned on us, I totally forgot to put the Awesome Sink in. So we'll get this wired up, and there we go. The Coke is now being sent to the Awesome Sink. How many tickets do we have now? 96, that's not bad, is it? Right, let's get back upstairs and get this supercomputer made. Can you believe it, guys? We're here, the promised land, the 3rd floor. Let's put in a manufacturer down. Right, what do we need for high-speed connectors? Circuit boards, we're making them downstairs. The cable's being delivered from the computer parts factory. The quick wire is being delivered from the EI factory, along with the EI limiters. So first off, let's get the high-speed connectors built. So just put the final lifts in, and hopefully we'll be making high-speed connectors. Oh, there you go, at last we're making high-speed connectors. Can you believe it? The amount of work involved is absolutely mental. So, final job on the list. Let's get the manufacturer for the supercomputers. Did I say that right? We're actually going to make supercomputers now. So here we go, guys. Final stretch. Can we do it? Right, the computers, they're below. So just need to send them up one floor. The high-speed connectors, they're right in front of us. They're being made on this floor. The plastic, that's below in the refinery. That's coming up from there. And what we've got left, the EI limiters, that's being made in the EI limiter factory. They're being delivered below, and they're being sent upstairs as well. Yep, I think the checklist, it's done. We actually have everything to make supercomputers. So let's get the belts, the lifts, the splitters, the joiners, whatever else we need. Let's get it all sorted and wired up. Okie dokie, let's delete the last of the poles. It looks all neat and tidy now. Let's go and check on the manufacturer, and hopefully we're making supercomputers now. Oh, I don't believe it. We actually are. Look, it's all backing up as well. We've got 4 already. Oh, right. Now we need to get the belts downstairs. We've got to build a station and send that to home base. The train station for the supercomputers, that's now being built. What I've done is I've took the train that was just delivering computers, redirected it, so now it comes here first to pick up supercomputers. It then goes to the computer factory, picks up computers, and then goes to base and drops them both off. So hopefully this will work. Fingers crossed. And stop 2, picking up the computers. Everything seems to be going well so far. This is highly unusual for me. Normally something does go wrong. And the final stop, back at home base. Let's check my filter system is actually working. It's getting out of hand. I really need to build a new base. Yes, I can't believe it. My little filter system for this train station, it's actually working. The supercomputers, they're off to Homewood Base and storage. And just checking on the storage, we've already got 99 supercomputers. Wow, I don't believe that. And a quick check of the old computer storage, and there's plenty in there as well. Right, going forward, what we're going to do next. Well, I'd really love to unlock minor 3s and leading edge production, but to do that we have to have fused modular frames, and to do that we need nitrogen. Now that's something I've never ever done in game. It was added in the last patch, so I'm really looking forward to that, something new to learn. And to build minor 3s we need turbo motors, and oh my, is that a complicated recipe. We need cooling systems, radio control units, motor and rubber. I'm not looking forward to building that factory one iota. Right guys, I have to leave it there. I can't take any more. The supercomputer factory, it has totally drained me. So please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time for some more satisfactory action. Bye for now.